Chapter 7, Glimpses of India. The lesson Glimpses of India deals with a lesser known aspect, each of Goa, Coorg, and Assam. Goa is known for its churches, culture, music, beaches, and scenic beauty. But the important role played by the baker in a traditional Goan village is not really known to outsiders. Similarly, the author provides information about Coorg, its valorous people, and its scenic beauty. Assam is described for the vastness of the lush green tea gardens found here. The authors provide three unique glimpses of India by describing the essence of each of these places. Part 1, A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodriguez. Summary of the chapter. Lucio Rodriguez, the author, tells us that his elders usually thought fondly of the old Portuguese days when a baker used to play a very important role, and the loaves of bread were a part and parcel of the Portuguese bakeries. The Portuguese are gone, but the bakers are still there, and so are their mixers, the molders, and the furnaces. The baker still parades the streets of some Goan villages with the thud and jingle of his traditional bamboo in the morning. The sons of the old bakers still carry on the family business and are known as padders even today. The author fondly remembers that when he was a child, the baker would visit the streets twice daily, once in the morning when he started his selling mission, and again on his return trip after emptying his basket. The children loved the jingling thud of his bamboo and ran to welcome him. They would run out for the sweet bread bangles and selected them very carefully from the baker's basket. The baker presented an interesting sight in the morning, carrying his huge basket of loaves. The jingling sound of his bamboo stick brought out the lady of the house, and if the children flocked around the baker, they were rebuked and pushed back. However, the stubborn children managed to peep into the basket by climbing on a bench or the parapet. Marriage gifts had no meaning without sweet bread called bole. Thus, the baker was a very important part of the village. The lady of the house was expected to prepare sandwiches at the time of her daughter's engagement. During Christmas and other festive occasions, cakes and bolinas were essential. The bread sellers of the good old days always wore a single piece long frock called the kabai. Afterwards, the bakers started wearing shirts and three-quarter pants. This dress became synonymous with them to such an extent that anyone who wears a half pant that reaches below the knees is called a padder. The author further states that the baker would receive his payment for the supply of bakery goods at the end of the month. In the good old days, bakery business were quite profitable, and the bakers and their families were prosperous. So any person who is roundish and plumpish is still compared to a baker. The theme of the chapter. A Baker from Goa is based on the theme that a baker is a legacy of the Portuguese and is of vital importance in a traditional Goan village. The account describes the variety of bakery items like bread bangles, bole, bolinas, and the like prepared on ceremonial occasions by the Goans. The presence of the baker's activities is thus an integral part of all festive occasions in Goa. Whether it is marriage or a daughter's engagement ceremony, Christmas or other festivals, the baker and his furnace are absolutely essential for the people of Goa. The title of the chapter, A Baker from Goa, is an appropriate title for this memoir because it deals only with the bakers of Goa. Not only was the baker or the padder a part and parcel of the Portuguese life and their bakeries, but even after the liberation of Goa, the padders maintained the tradition of selling the bakery items door to door. Moreover, a Goan baker's and his oven's presence is felt on all important festivals in Goa. Thus, we can say that A Baker from Goa is an apt title for this piece. The message of this chapter. The author, Lucio Rodriguez, wants to impress upon the reader that every area, state, or a region has one peculiarity or another which is not known by most people. In this sense, the pedder, with his peculiar dress, occupies a pride of place in Goan life, and no Goan can think of a life without him. He is there at the doorstep in the morning, just like the newspaper. The institution of the padder has become so wedded to the Goan life that it will always remain immortal. Indirectly, the author suggests to revive and preserve our old traditions that add to the rich diversity of India.